Today we will hear from foundational Black Americans speaking on the importance of delineation, staying home, and not fighting against ICE. Check it out.
Okay, I want to take a moment to say thank you to Donald Trump, not out of praise, but out of truth. Because while you rip through every part of this government, tearing down justice, equality, and fairness under the fake excuse of fighting DEI fraud, what you're really doing is confirming what Black folks have been saying for generations. America was built on racism, fueled by fear and sustained by white supremacy. You've exposed it all. The masks are off. The polite racism, the fake allyship, the colorblind lies, it's all gone. Now we see it raw and unfiltered. You're not just targeting policy, you're targeting people. Black people, brown people, marginalized communities. And the wild part, we make up the smallest portion of this country, yet somehow we are the biggest threat to the lie that white supremacy built. That should tell you everything. You're afraid not of violence, not of replacement, but of the power we hold even when we have nothing. You see the way our culture, our brilliance, our resilience, our excellence continues to shape this country, even when it tries to erase us. Donald Trump is just the loudest version of a system that's always been in place. He is the living, breathing proof that this country was never designed with us in mind. And yet, we continue to define it. So thank you, Donald, for exposing what so many tried to deny, for showing the world that the fear of Black greatness is real, for proving that racism isn't in our imagination, it's in the fabric of this nation. And to my people, we don't have to fight to prove our worth. He's doing that for us. All we have to do is stand firm, stay awake, and know that the truth is finally louder than the lie. We are not broken. We are not the problem. We are the evidence of the power that this country can contain. Let that truth ring louder than its hate.
America can't save them all, and America is not everybody's motherfucking savior. Everybody can't come over here for a better life. The fuck? And I don't give a fuck how much flack I get for this. I don't care. The average real American is not even fucking happy in America because of our goddamn economy and in the system, in the government. So what makes you think we gonna dogpile more fucking people from a third world country that's coming over here looking for a better life when the motherfucking average American, real American citizen is not happy? Like, why do these people from these third world countries come over here and feel so fucking entitled to fight for some shit that they couldn't fucking do in their own fucking country? Do you get what I'm saying? And then like, oh, you Black Americans, why the fuck do y'all keep bringing us up? Bitch, we overcame our shit. We still fighting battles that we still are trying to conquer and overcome. But for the most part, we created this shit here in America from scratch. Do that same shit in y'all country. America is not entitled. Y'all are not entitled to America to save y'all from the life that y'all have in these up ass countries. And I'm talking about these new age immigrants. I'm not talking about old immigrants that been over here. I'm talking about these new people. We can't save y'all. I'm sorry. Find some shit, protest, take over y'all country. Y'all come over here and demand shit that y'all wouldn't even demand in y'all own fucking country. Like, who the do y'all think y'all are? And then it's a fucking slap in the face to actual immigrants who came over here and did the process the legal way. Literally took years, worked hard, came over here to assimilate to the American culture for a better life. And you think you're gonna hop, skip, and jump the line and just come over here and we just supposed to just take everybody to fuck in. I would never understand coming to another country demanding shit that you didn't demand in your own country. Like, oh, we're just trying to come over here for a better life. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Everybody can't be saved. Everybody can't be saved. You see what happened to the Somalis in Minnesota. We gave them refugee status, came over here for a better life, and they're over here frauding the goddamn system. They're over here richer than the motherfucking American that we can't even get these sources because we'll get thrown right in motherfucking jail. But over there, they're living it the up off of the dime of Americans in America. They couldn't do this shit in Somalia. Why can't you do the shit that you're doing in America? Why can't y'all do it in Somalia? Since y'all love y'all come over here from Venezuela, then y'all come over here with these racist rhetorics, these racist ideas, thinking you white, thinking you gonna get these white privileges. Let's not forget, y'all voted for Trump. I don't feel sorry for them because most of Trump's votes came from immigrants. I will vote for Donald Trump. That shit lives rent free in my head. I don't give a fuck. In cities where motherfuckers can't even get a job because you gotta speak Spanish, okay? These little side gigs, DoorDash, Uber, Walmart, all this shit is getting taken over by immigrants. Like, literally, I did Walmart orders and a bunch of them would sit outside of Walmart, use the same app. It would be literally a whole crowd of them using the same app, taking up all the orders, taking up all the shit. People ordering DoorDash can't even get their DoorDash shit right because the motherfucker can't speak English. It's motherfuckers over here that's been over here for 20 years, never got legal, never learned how to speak. How the are you in a different country and still don't know how to speak their language? How are you surviving? Let me know. Then y'all get so mad like, oh, well, the immigration process in America is not easy. It's not supposed to be easy. You go to any other country, they throwing them out in Bahamas. They sent Haitians back in Bahamas. Other countries are deporting people because they're trying to preserve their culture. Then y'all be like, oh, Americans don't have culture. Y'all come over here with these ignorant mindsets. Y'all don't even like America. Y'all are just using it because y'all want to come over here and do something that you couldn't do in your own country. Nobody will ever make me feel sorry. I don't care. And this fight ain't Black Americans fight. We've been fighting for 500 years. We're tired, bitch. Leave us alone. We got our own battles to handle.
And Black people could absolutely be anti-ICE and also not put their lives on the line. Hi, my name is Kira. I live in Memphis, Tennessee, where ICE has been here for about 5 months. I am absolutely anti-ICE, but I would never, ever, ever expect other Black people, or never would I as a Black person, put myself on the front lines when it comes to ICE. This is y'all's white friends fight. They did this. That's who y'all should be expecting to put their lives on the line and stand on the front line. For those of you that are saying like, oh, Black people aren't doing enough, this is y'all's fight too, it's not. Having Black people support this is absolutely a luxury for y'all. And I don't want to hear anything about like, oh, y'all don't know how many people fought in the civil rights movement, whatever. Black people were fighting before the civil rights movement. We're still fighting now. We still have our own battles and fires to put out. Expecting Black people to put themselves in danger to attempt to stop an ICE agent, it's absolutely asinine. They will kill us right there. They've been doing it for years. But I will absolutely not be putting my life on the line, nor should y'all ever expect other Black people to. We're doing what we can while we can. Please stop telling Black people this is their fight too.
I'm going to say this as blunt as possible. I don't care if feelings are hurt. It is not Black people's job to stand up to ICE. It is not our job. White people, it's up to y'all, yes, y'all, to get it through your own people's heads that this shit is bad. And yes, protesting is hard. And yes, there are going to be innocent people that are taken for a better cause. And guess what? Black people have been protesting and doing this for over 300 fucking years in America. Y'all really just started within the past 10 years. It's a lot of work, yes, but y'all gonna have to keep working and keep on protesting, keep on talking to your people and getting it through white people's head so that way we can actually have a better America. But y'all have to do the majority of the work, not us Black people.
On the topic of the ICE protests going on in LA, now nationwide, yesterday I said Black people should stay out of it. Sit this one out. I maintained that, but I didn't say why. A lot of people are being petty when they say that. But I'm not. I really mean that. We've already had this fight. Because Black people, remember, the United States as we know it was not always united. We had Union states and Confederate states. So people who were escaping slavery, as we all know, could be captured and killed, lynched, whatever, or sent back to their plantation right up underneath their master. As per the Fugitive Slave Act of 1793 and 1850, which eventually was repealed in 1864. That Fugitive Slave Act is the outline of the ICE as an organization. It's literally the outline. Black people, we've done this already. Our time with that then came and went. That's already part of our story and our history. Hispanic people have an opportunity because, in truth, those who are eligible to vote, half of them voted for Kamala, the other half voted for Trump. Hispanic people have anti-Blackness, nationalism, and otherism within their own communities that needs to be addressed in their own communities. Because in the last video that I posted, I gave figures. The black people who were eligible to vote overwhelmingly voted for Kamala. The Hispanic people who were eligible to vote, again, it was split. Half voted for Kamala, the other half voted for Trump. Black people, we understand that the promise of privilege should not come before civil rights. Because again, like I said, as per things like the Fugitive Slave Act, we understand the history and how this country operates. And I'm not saying that Hispanic people don't, but the context that they exist in within this country is very different than ours. And those differences overlap into things like white supremacy. That, again, I reiterate, they need to address as a community so they can grow and evolve. So things like this that directly affect them don't happen again. But that can't be done with the use of black bodies in their protests.
It is not your job to fight against ICE. I'm gonna say it one more time for folks in the back. That is not your job. To be clear, I support ICE. I always supported ICE, straight up. But for those who don't support ICE, it is not your job to get in their way. One, what you're doing is illegal. Two, what happened in Minnesota could happen to many others if you think it's okay to step in their way from doing their job. As a parent, I think it's wise for you to stay home. I don't care how you feel about them. Stay home. You want to be angry, mad, fuss, cuss, scream, holler, cry, mourn, do that at home. At least you'll be alive to live the next day. What that young lady did, and again, I hate that she passed away due to this event. I really do. My heart goes out to her and her family. But when I watched the video, I watched it from different angles too, to be clear. When I watched it the first time, I thought the officer was at fault. I did. Until I watched it again. And when she didn't comply, then she tried to escape from the ICE agent. She almost ran over an ICE agent. And then the ICE agent, did what he needed to do to save his own life. And now the media is outraged. I don't understand how people put themselves in that position and then they are no longer here and then the media is outraged. I'm blaming the media for these events that's happening to. A lot of you guys are instigators. You don't want to fact check nothing. You cherry pick and you brainwash people into thinking what you all want them to believe. And because of this method, you're seeing results like this. I'm going to say this to everybody. I don't care how you feel about ICE. Don't get in their way. You want to live another day? Stay out of their way. These people are professionally trained to do what they do, and they are here to protect American citizens. That's including those who don't agree with what they're doing. They are protecting you too. You don't like what ICE is doing? Okay, oh well. Stay home. What is the harm in staying home? So like I just said, I don't care how y'all feel about ICE. You be angry or all the things, but you can do that at home. In the midst of your own atmosphere, in your own safe space, and you'll be able to live to see another day. Okay? All right, I love y'all. Remember that the Lord loves you more, but y'all, please stay home. There's no harm in staying home. Stay home. Stay home. Stay home, especially when you're a parent. Stay home. For real, stop putting yourselves in these positions and then get mad when things happen to you. Yeah, that part.
For more than 400 years, foundational Black Americans, those whose ancestors built this nation from slavery through Reconstruction, Jim Crow, the Civil Rights Movement, and into the modern era, have carried a distinct and irreplaceable story. It is a story forged through forced labor, legal segregation, generational terror, political resistance, and cultural brilliance. And today, as America continues changing, the need for clear delineation, a respectful but firm distinction between foundational Black Americans and Black immigrants, has become more important than ever. Delineation is not about division. It is about accuracy, justice, and preservation. For too long, the unique lineage, struggle, and achievements of foundational Black Americans have been blended into a vague, catch-all Black category that erases the specific people who built the foundation upon which America stands. FBA delineation is a corrective, an act of self-definition. It ensures that our history, our lineage, and our political claims remain intact, unmuddied, and respected. Historically, no group has paid a higher price for American democracy than Black Americans whose ancestors were enslaved here. The wealth of this nation, its cotton industry, its early banking system, its railroads, its agricultural expansion, was built directly on the backs of FBA labor. And even after emancipation, it was foundational Black Americans who endured lynching, redlining, disenfranchisement, and segregation, yet continued to push the country toward its own stated ideals. During the 1950s and 60s, the Civil Rights Movement, led overwhelmingly by foundational Black Americans, changed the legal architecture of America. From the bus boycotts to sit-ins, from Freedom Summer to Selma, FBA activists fought, bled, and died to dismantle racist immigration quotas, racist labor laws, and racist voting restrictions. One of the most overlooked facts of American history is this: the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1965, the very law that opened America's doors to millions of Black immigrants, was made possible by the sacrifices of foundational Black Americans. Had it not been for the victories of the Civil Rights Movement, the U.S. immigration system would have remained locked under the old racial quota structure that favored Europeans almost exclusively. It was the courage of FBA leaders, people like Dr. King, Malcolm X, Medgar Evers, Fannie Lou Hamer, Ella Baker, and countless unnamed foot soldiers that forced America to remove racial barriers in immigration policy. In a real sense, immigrant opportunity is a direct inheritance of FBA struggle. Yet as the decades passed, especially from the 1970s forward, many Black immigrant communities began entering America without the historical context of the FBA fight. And instead of solidarity, many arrived misinformed, influenced by anti-Black stereotypes, or pressured to assimilate into anti-Black racial hierarchies. Some gravitated toward distancing themselves from Black Americans, adopting the biases of the dominant society to gain proximity to whiteness. In many cases, politics, workplaces, corporate spaces, academia, and business sectors, certain immigrant groups aligned themselves with conservative anti-FBA institutions. Others participated in reinforcing disproven myths about foundational Black Americans being lazy, criminal, or undeserving, even while benefiting from the system's FBA ancestors forced open. This resulted in tension, resentment, and cultural disrespect. Our culture, jazz, hip-hop, gospel, soul food, our fashion, our language, our struggle, was copied, commodified, or dismissed, yet rarely credited. FBA history was overshadowed by Pan-African narratives that ignored the very specific American lineage of enslaved Black people and their descendants. And now, something new is happening. Many immigrants who once believed they were insulated from anti-Black hostility are receiving wake-up calls. Under Trump-era policies and rhetoric, they face travel bans, deportation pressures, job discrimination, and the realization that aligning with white supremacy never saves you from white supremacy. This has exposed a hard truth. Disrespecting foundational Black Americans was not only morally wrong, it was politically short-sighted. FBA delineation helps restore balance. It places responsibility and credit in the proper historical order. It allows foundational Black Americans to protect our political lineage, our reparations claim, our cultural identity, and our collective legacy without being drowned out by groups who have different histories, struggles, and agendas. Delineation is essential because FBA issues are not interchangeable with immigrant issues. Mass incarceration, lineage-based discrimination, wealth theft, and redlining did not impact Black immigrants the same way they devastated FBA communities. Reparations must be lineage-specific. No other group was enslaved in the United States for 250 years. Political representation must reflect actual lineage interests. We cannot have FBA culture, suffering, and movements used as stepping stones for others to take positions meant to represent us. Cultural preservation matters. The experience of being a descendant of American slavery is unique, irreplaceable, and not to be homogenized. Today, delineation is not about hostility. It is about clarity. It is about the right of a people to define themselves, honor their ancestors, safeguard their legacy, and speak with their own political voice. At this moment in American history, As economic pressures rise, political lines sharpen, and immigrant communities feel the realities of U.S. power structures, foundational Black Americans stand at a crossroads. We are reasserting our identity, reclaiming our story, and demanding the respect that was long denied. This is not just a cultural shift, it is a historical correction, a necessary one, and an overdue one. Tell me what you think about this topic. Hope you find the information in this video informative. Feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment. Thanks for watching.